everybody? Welcome back to the Off the Rip podcast, episode number 10. I'm your co-host, Tucker Hall.
And I'm your co-host, Bailey Berry.
And we wanted to hop on here real quick. Dude, we're on episode 10. That's kind of dope. That is dope.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just yesterday that we were sitting there being like, dude, we should do a podcast.
Yeah.
We need to just buckle down and do this because we've been saying it for probably a year before that.
Yeah, no kidding. We talked about that at Fastenal.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, we should start a podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
all the conversations we would have there and just like how many like crazy tangents we'd go off and look at us now.
Yeah, I know. Even on the car ride to when we went to Denver.
Yeah,
we were like, dude, if we just had recorded this conversation.
I know,
you know what
dude.
I mean?
I know. And that's crazy, yeah. And especially like all of our friends too being like, hey, you guys should really do a podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Fellas, here we are, episode 10.
Yeah, episode 10.
Still climbing. But yeah, we really appreciate all the love and the support from you guys. Instagram is growing. We went over 100 followers there.
Yeah, that's sick.
That is sick. Great engagement on all the starting five lists too.
Now, if we can turn those followers on Instagram into subscribers, that'd be fantastic.
Fuck yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Like we said, that giveaway is coming up once we hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Honestly, we may just, you guys want to put your names in the comments or something like that, we'll pick a bunch of random names and just maybe send out some merch, stuff like that. So, yeah. Also, before we get started, make sure, like Bailey said, go down below, hit that subscribe button for us. We're trying to hit that 100 before the end of the year. I think we can do it very easily.
100%.
Yeah, and one last shout out we got, Fantasy Forecast, our boy Peyton Laughlin. He just posted his video. It'll be the last video before the opening games of the NFL season this year. So go out there, get you some picks, get some advice from him. I know everybody's got their fantasy drafts coming up, so that's a great channel to get some tips and tricks on, maybe some sleepers that you're not thinking of. But yeah, go check out the Fantasy Forecast before, I don't know when they'll do their drafts, but at least before September 7th, because that'll be when the Chiefs and Lions kick off the NFL season. But yeah, getting right into it, boys. If you cannot tell, I got the Florida jersey on, because it is Thursday, and Florida plays Utah tonight at 8.
Game day, baby.
It's game day, baby. We're getting the pod in before. But yeah, there's some big news with this Florida game tonight.
That's what you were saying.
I know. Florida is a heavy underdog in this game. Likely, I mean, fair enough. We're not ranked. We didn't do the best last year. Utah won the Pac-12 championship last year, and they're ranked 14th. So yeah, we would be underdogs. But Utah starting quarterback Cam Rising is out for this game. Now, they do have a pretty badass quarterback room, so I'm sure somebody can step in there and run the offense. But they can't count on Cam Rising to do what Cam Rising does in that offense. He's that, like, playmaker type, so, like, if a play is busted, it's not really busted because he can scramble out of the pocket and make some crazy shit happen.
Okay.
And with him being out, that's not really there. They just got to play their game plan. Defense. Florida's got a great defense, so they can stop that. Also, I'm going to butcher his last name, I think, but it's Brant Kuithe. It's their tight end, badass tight end. One of Cam Rising's favorite targets is questionable for tonight. So, we got two, like, big dogs for the Utes out this game.
The Utes?
Yeah, Utah Utes.
That's very original.
Yeah,
the Utah Utes. How's that spelled?
U-T-E-S.
The Utes.
The Utes.
What's their mascot?
I don't know. Their logo's got, like, you know how DB has the feathers hanging off of it?
Yeah.
It looks just like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's got the feathers hanging off of it. So I think it's just, like, maybe Native American-ish, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not.
What in the world?
I don't know. Like you said, it's very original, and fuck them.
Hey.
I can't wait for the Gators to chomp that thing tonight. But yeah, honestly, I think what we want to do with this little segment here is go over some of the good games we got this week. There are a few games, even though it's the first week of college football. It's always like a cupcake schedule. But there are a few games. But tonight, Florida and Utah and Nebraska and Minnesota will kick off Big Ten play. Who do you got in the Florida-Utah game? Dude. And it's okay if you want to hurt my feelings.
No, man. I don't watch nearly as much college football as you do. And, like, prior to that 2014 to 2016, I was watching college football because Tennessee was exciting, and just from being around this area, and that's where we were graduating high school, we knew people about to be going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So like that Josh Dobbs, Alvin Kamara, Juwan Jennings, Derek Barnett, that era of Tennessee was like so fun and exciting to watch. And then I just was like, okay, whatever, college football. Woohoo. My grandfather went to Virginia Tech, so it's like 1 year my mom had season tickets to Virginia Tech. I went to like every single Virginia Tech home game. And that was like pretty much my history of college football. You know,
honestly, that's a dope history of college football because I want to make a trip up to Blacksburg to go to one of those.
Oh,
games.
dude, it's a fantastic
Enter
game.
Sandman to open the
yeah,
stadium, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's real. That's really cool.
That's a dope atmosphere.
And they fire off a cannon.
Yeah,
it's really cool. And then up until last year, like Tennessee being good again, you can't go past 5 people and then not hear something being said about Tennessee. So, and especially with the place that I work at, like, everybody's talking about Tennessee football, you know what I mean? So, with the little knowledge that I'm given, like what you were saying earlier, Utah is ranked 14th, which isn't, I mean, that's not a crazy ranking, but Florida's unranked. But I watched that Florida-Utah game with you last year at Anna's house. Granted, I know Florida doesn't have the same quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what to expect. But with the information you just gave us about 2 key players, one for sure, but one potentially also being like missing, I don't know, dude. I would love to see Florida win because I know that's what that would mean for you. So it's like I definitely, if I have a reason to root for something, that's who I'm going to root for.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would love to see Florida win, dude.
Yeah. And I am obviously biased.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my favorite team. I'm going to root for them wholeheartedly. With taking that out of the equation, I lean Florida.
Really?
I really do lean Florida.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know. Cam Rising being out, Brent Kuithe being out, possibly being out. It's just Florida, their offense is what people are worried about. Mm-hmm. Nobody's saying shit about their defense because their defense is stout.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we did lose a couple, key players last year, but I mean this year, a lot of our recruiting was defense.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we picked up a quarterback in the transfer portal, picked up a 4-star quarterback with DJ Lagway. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, our offense is going to be all right. Our defense is stout, bro.
Yeah.
It's stout. And with a quarterback being his first start in college, I think, because I'm pretty sure Cam Rising started the whole time this guy has been there, I really do lean Florida.
Wow.
Because if he can't get anything going and the defense really just shuts him out, like, Florida has to be barely on with their offense to win that game.
Yeah.
Because their defense can really shut that game out like that.
Dang.
So I'm thinking I'm leaning Florida too. Obviously I'm leaning Florida, but if I can take and be like an unbiased opinion, I would lean Florida.
Yeah.
I really would. And that might be one you want to throw a bet on.
Hey.
It doesn't matter because you're going to see this Monday after it happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah.
But hopefully he's right.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
clip that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we both lean Florida on that one. Next, it'll be the game that me and Hannah are going to. We'll leave tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
We'll see it Saturday in Nissan Stadium. It is number 12 Tennessee taking on unranked Virginia.
Yeah.
Opening up the season. Who you got for that one?
Dude, I mean, I will say this. First of all, I mean, I think it's cool that they did it at a neutral site, but I mean, still, we're in the heart of Tennessee.
Yeah,
out there.
It's kind of neutral.
I mean,
not really.
We're actually, you're just going deeper into Tennessee.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
But from what I know, didn't a shooting happen at Virginia?
No, that was... Oh, wait, no, yeah, you're right. Last year. Yeah.
So, and I think this is their first game since that shooting has happened.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how strongly they're holding that in their hearts. I mean, it's a serious topic. I'm not saying they're not holding it, but...
Yeah.
But, I mean, if Virginia comes out and they're doing it for that reason, then I don't know. I mean...
That's a good point. I didn't think about
that. You know what I mean? That's
a little X factor.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really...
Exactly.
You can kind of forget about very easily.
So, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and I don't want to root against somebody if they're going out there for that, but I mean, of course, I want Tennessee to win.
Okay.
Tennessee did great last year. We have like Joe Milton's our quarterback, pretty much. So we saw a glimpse of him at the end of the season last year. So I think this should be. I think this should be an easy win for Tennessee. I do.
I think so too. I think it'll be closer than expected.
Yeah.
I think at halftime people are going to be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think Virginia's got a little bit of oomph about them. I do.
Mhm.
I didn't really think about that because I honestly, it sounds bad, but I forgot about it.
Yeah.
But I do think Virginia's got a decent little squad. This is not some like cupcake like, oh, we're gonna steamroll them game.
Yeah.
I think these are the games I like in college.
Yeah.
Games that like you got to work for a first game because
Yeah.
like if you roll over a cupcake like UMass or something like that,
Yeah.
South Alabama, like
Yeah.
congratulations, like you should feel fucking good about yourself.
Yeah.
Not really.
Exactly. Yeah.
But playing somebody like Virginia, I think is going to be closer than people expect at halftime.
Yeah.
But I do think Bazooka Joe is going to get that thing rolling in the second half,
Golly.
and Tennessee's going to run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, Bazooka Joe's a great nickname for him.
Mm.
He's got
Yeah.
a cannon.
A fucking cannon.
He does, dude.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
thought Hendon Hooker had a cannon
Yeah.
throwing that shit deep to Jalen Hyatt? This guy's got a damn cannon.
That's a player that hurts to not have again.
Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
I don't think Cedric Tillman's gone too, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But I think they still got a dope receiving core.
Yeah.
I think they still got a good ass receiving core.
Yeah.
And Joe Milton has really. It's a good thing when you have to rein your quarterback in, being like, "Hey, don't throw it that far."
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
not a bad problem to
It
have.
is not a bad problem to have, especially when you got speed on the outside
Yeah,
that can
yeah.
get deep on cornerbacks and safeties.
Exactly.
But yeah, that would be. So you're going with Tennessee on that one.
Of course, dude. I got to.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee as well. I think the third quarter will be the most fun because I think
Yeah.
first two quarters you're gonna be like, "Damn, bro, this is closer than we want."
Yeah.
I think third quarter they come out after halftime, punch Virginia in the face,
Yeah.
and just keep steamrolling them after that. So yeah, we got Tennessee on that one. Next one on the docket, we got Nebraska and Minnesota. They actually play tonight at 8 p.m. alongside Florida and Utah. They're kicking off Big Ten play. I don't know because the old coach of the Carolina Panthers, Matt Rule, he is now the head coach of Nebraska. His first game as a Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach is tonight. I like Matt Rule. I really do. I don't think he was good in the NFL. He was the coach for Baylor, I believe, before that,
Okay.
when Baylor was fucking raw.
Yeah.
Then he left after being a dominant coach at Baylor, went to Carolina, didn't really cut it on the NFL. Now he's back in college coaching again.
How many years was he in Carolina? Was it around 3 or more than that?
It might have been less than that.
Less than that.
Yeah,
okay.
it might have only been a year.
So okay. So it's not like Cam Newton.
No, no. It wasn't them. But I don't know because Nebraska is very, very prone to choking games and not showing up.
Mm.
But with the recruiting, the new head coach, I think I'm gonna lean towards Nebraska.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna lean more Nebraska on this one.
Yeah.
Plus, I watched Bussin' with the Boys. Will Compton, linebacker for Nebraska.
Dang.
He bleeds red. He's a
Yeah.
Cornhusker. So, like, hearing him talk about everything, obviously he's biased, but hearing him talk about it is like, okay, yeah, you kind of swayed me.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I'm going to lean a little bit towards Nebraska on that one.
There you go. Dude, I mean, I was going to say Nebraska because that's the only team whose mascot I know. I don't even know Minnesota's mascot.
Badgers? No, it's Wisconsin Badgers.
Exactly. That's my point.
Minnesota, is it Golden Gophers?
Golden Gophers.
I think it's Golden Gophers.
Really?
Yeah. They're like maroon and gold.
Okay.
I think it's Golden Gophers.
I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
You know
we'll
what
go
I mean?
Huskers. We'll go Cornhuskers.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Nebraska Cornhuskers on that one.
Mm-hmm.
The next one. This one is going to be fucking crazy.
This is what you were telling me about.
UNC, 21 in the country, versus South Carolina.
Mm.
That's going to be a banger of a game.
Battle of the Carolinas.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is a battle of the Carolinas.
Are they playing at a neutral site, or is that a...
No, I think...
That should be a neutral site.
That should be a neutral
You know what I
site.
mean?
Yeah. But then again, it's like, I don't know. Depending on where you play, you got to play right on the line.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't play Charlotte,
Yeah.
and you can't go play in like Columbia.
I mean, that's where.
That's where they're at. Or you can't go play somewhere like, I don't know, Charleston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know where else they would play, but I wonder if that game. Where's it at? Sorry, I gotta find it here. I wonder if that game is who's got home field advantage, because that may sway my prediction.
Yeah. I feel like notoriously UNC's not a football school.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's a.
they're playing at South Carolina.
Well, there you go.
So you got Drake May and the UNC Tar Heels going to Columbia to play.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I mean, South Carolina beat Tennessee last year. I mean, that's one of Tennessee's 2 losses last year, which was you could call it a fluke. I mean, maybe Tennessee just didn't show up and they played the best game of their season.
That is exactly what happened.
You know what I mean?
It was not a fluke. I don't
Yeah.
know what the hell happened to Spencer Rattler, but Spencer Rattler showed up. That is the most inconsistent quarterback.
Yeah.
And, like, when he's off, he is terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. But when
Yeah.
he's on, it's like, why can't you do that every game?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, against Tennessee, they put
Yeah.
up, like, 63 points.
Yeah, I know. That's insane.
They ran out of fireworks.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's nuts.
That's crazy. That is
Especially
nuts.
against a team like that was, like, on the verge of getting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So is he the quarterback again?
Yeah. He returned.
Is he a senior now, or is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
senior. He's a senior.
I-
But you also have a returning quarterback, Drake May, with UNC. Granted, they did get dogged in the ACC championship last year by Clemson. But Drake May is still a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And UNC's returning a lot of starters. And I could see them... this is going to be a game regardless.
Yeah.
This is no cupcake game. This is a really big rivalry game. It's going to be a fun one to watch. But I hate to do it. I'm leaning UNC.
UNC, really?
I'm leaning UNC.
Wow.
And I hate picking an ACC school over an SEC school.
Yeah.
Because I know ACC schools are not, close to what an SEC school is.
Yeah.
When it comes to football.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of like UNC.
Dang.
I know. But who knows? Maybe Spencer Rattler and Beamer Ball down there in South Carolina can get it done.
Dang.
Who are you going to go with?
I'll go with USC just to be the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now there's one that we don't agree on.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one. All right. So then another game coming up. We got the rematch of LSU and Florida State. Florida State beat LSU first game of the season last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I believe both quarterbacks are returning. LSU's number 5. FSU is number 8 in the country.
Wow.
So it's going to be one of the best games on this weekend.
Dang, LSU's number 5.
Mm-hmm.
What ranks Tennessee again?
12th.
12th.
Mm-hmm.
How do they rank up over Tennessee?
LSU, I don't know.
You know
because
what I mean?
LSU got dogged by Tennessee last year.
Dude. That's why I was asking. Theo Vaughn was at that game because he's from Louisiana, and he didn't know who to root for.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's weird. That's weird that they're 3rd.
To be honest with you, I think preseason rankings are bullshit.
Yeah.
Because
they shouldn't be a thing, honestly.
I don't think so either.
You know what I mean?
I think you should at least play. I could see them doing it after 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I would prefer like 2 or 3 weeks. Cause
Get a couple of games in.
Yeah.
See who's 1-1. Not
Exactly.
a bunch of teams that are 1-0. Because that's what every team is. You know what I mean?
After this weekend, every big Division I program should be 1-0, except for these schools that have non-cupcake games.
Yeah.
You should be 1-0. So there's no reason to rank anybody at that point.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You should at least have 1, maybe 2 conference games out of the way.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least a couple challenges. But yeah, I guess they got to do it. They got to be able to sell it and be like, oh my God, number 5's playing number 8.
Yeah.
First game of the season.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm rocking with my Seminoles.
Seminoles?
Yeah, I'm going FSU. Fuck you, Brian Kelly. Fuck you, and I hope you lose your opener again. And I hope it is turmoil down there in Death Valley for you the entire season. Nothing against LSU fans. and, the team, it's all against Brian Kelly.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Fuck you, Brian Kelly.
This is homeboy that went with a fake country accent, right?
Yes,
okay.
that's homeboy.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'm rocking with you on this one. I'll take the Seminoles too.
All right. So we got Seminoles. All right. So the very last one we got, I was talking about this one a couple episodes ago. You got number 9 Clemson taking on Duke, and like I was saying in the last couple podcasts, Cade Klubnik, Clemson's quarterback, they are number 9 in the country. Don't know how, but he is hot or cold. He could show up. He could not show up, and Duke's got something to play for. I don't think anybody should be sleeping on Duke, and I think if you're gonna bet on that game, take Duke.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Take Duke in the points, and take Duke outright to win the game.
Money line, yeah.
Money line for sure.
Damn.
I really think so.
That's
I'm
crazy.
rocking with Duke on this one.
Yeah.
I am. I'm gonna pick the upset for Duke. But then again, you also have Clemson. Dabo Swinney, who has said he is not taking this game lightly.
Yeah.
He's not looking at this as a easy chalk up a 1 in the win column type game. He's really taking this one seriously. So
He's saying it's not a cupcake game.
he's saying it's not. He's saying it's gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
So he knows.
Wow.
So,
Well, I mean, with that being said, if he knows and he knows to take it seriously, then, I mean, Duke obviously has to have something under their sleeve that he is aware of.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Or they at least pose a threat, Dude, I'd love to take Duke with you. Like, it's so hard to say, like, a number 9 team versus a no rank, and then you can talk to anybody and they would probably say that Clemson's just going to drill them. Yeah. So... Shit, dude, I like rooting for the underdog.
All right,
You know what I mean?
Duke?
Dude, I'll throw $5 at Duke because I'm sure the payout's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. There we have it, folks. We got these. We didn't do all the games just because, like I said, these are some notable ones that are probably going to be closer than normal.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cupcake games that obviously I'm going to take. I think Alabama. I can't remember who Alabama's playing, but it's some like little tiny no-name school.
Really?
It's like, yeah, I'm going to take Bama.
Yeah.
Those are easy. But, so let's just run it back real quick. We both are taking Florida tonight versus Utah. We are both going to take the Cornhuskers versus Minnesota tonight. We're both going to take Tennessee over Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be taking UNC where you are taking South Carolina. And then we're both going to rock with the Seminoles. And we're both going to rock with the Blue Devils.
There you go.
All right. So the only one we disagree on is the UNC South Carolina game.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
I'll be texting you on that one.
All right.
But yeah, those are our picks.
All right.
Granted, you guys are going to see this Monday, but we are filming this on a Thursday. So this is before any of this happens.
Yeah.
So if we clip this, you know it's real.
Yeah. Everybody we just picked loses.
Everybody.
UNC versus South Carolina's a
That's
tie.
usually how it goes for me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
UNC and South Carolina, 28-28.
Yeah.
Tie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess after that, I'm just super pumped for college football. We do have another event coming up that I'll let you talk about.
Oh, son.
Yeah.
So by the time this episode drops, we will definitely have not seen this yet. September 9th, we have UFC 293. And the card is whatever, but I'm watching this for the main event only. I am interested in the fight before the main event, but the main event is Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. We'll see. I think Izzy's going to run through him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a chance. Sean Strickland's just one that hasn't had a shot at the title yet.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland, like last year, he was one of Alex Pereira's. He was thrown to the dog with Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira finished him. Mm-hmm. You know. Then Sean Strickland fought Jared Cannonier on the last fight of the year. It was December 30th, I think. He fought Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier won. Then Sean Strickland has won 2 fights since then. And it's against 2 guys that I don't think hardly anybody knows. It's like 2 guys with weird... Like his last one was Magomedov. But it wasn't it wasn't Islam or Khamzat or, it wasn't anybody like that. It was some like dude that had a Russian last name. And anyway, Sean Strickland won. But Sean Strickland hasn't had a shot at Izzy yet. But Izzy's beat Alex Bahia, who Sean Strickland lost to. Izzy's beat Jared Cannonier, who Sean Strickland has lost to. And this is Izzy's next fight after his win, his getting back the belt from Alex Bahia. So it'll be a fun fight to watch, but I am not a big fan of Sean Strickland, like, at all. I don't like his mouth. He loves talking shit. I don't like him. And I think it's going to be an easy fight for Izzy.
I think so too. I think Izzy is going to mop the floor with him.
I really do. I do too.
I think that is a pretty, like, if you're going to put money on something, that's like a pretty, like, safe bet.
Yeah.
You are probably going to bet, you know, say if you bet $10, you're going to win 12.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? So,
yeah.
like, you're going to get your money back plus a couple bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a super safe bet.
Yeah.
No problem.
I agree. And then the fight before that, I don't even know who he's fighting, but I know Tai Tuivasa is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching him fight, dude.
I do too.
Out of Australia, he's a crazy dude who does the shoeies.
Yeah.
The fan will throw him a shoe. Most of the time, it's Steve will do it.
Throwing a happy dad.
Yeah, Steve will do it. Throws him a shoe. Throws him a happy dad. Pours it in a shoe that Steve's been wearing the whole time. He'll hawk a loogie, spit it in the shoe, and then chug that thing. Dude, he's wild.
That is disgusting.
It's disgusting, but dude, he's a different breed.
I know.
And I love watching him fight. He's really exciting to watch fight.
Yeah,
Nelk boys love him.
He's got that knockout power.
He does, and dude, he wobbled Cyril Gahn whenever he fought Cyril. I mean, Cyril won the fight, but dang, that was
He had him for a second.
he did, dude. He was walking on Quarter Street.
Yeah,
you know
I know,
what
he
I'm saying?
was.
It's but dude, that'll be a fun fight to watch. But before that, I'm a very avid fan of the UFC, but I really couldn't tell you anybody that's fighting before those two fights.
Yeah.
Like the first three fights on the card.
Dude, we've had such banger fight cards these past two cards.
Yeah.
Past three cards. It's just like, who else is there to watch?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So,
I felt like we were kind of we were about to get one of them cards where it's like, well, these are cool fights.
Mhm.
It was like, well, yeah, but like, what about the entire other, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights?
Yeah.
Which I understand. Every fight card can't be a super banger. And to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I really don't think the Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland fight's gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
if anything, Sean Strickland's gonna get banged.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, I mean, I love watching Izzy fight. That's why I'll watch this fight. But aside from that, I mean, what
Yeah, we're gonna watch Tai Tuivasa, and we're gonna watch Izzy fight.
Yeah,
I mean that's about it.
Dana knows that the fight will sell with those two on it alone.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
So
Everybody wants to see Izzy come back from that last little loss,
Yeah.
or that last win.
Yeah.
After defending the belt.
yeah,
So he's like, I don't know. Sean Strickland's on a little bit of a win streak right now.
2-fight win streak.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
he's on a little win streak right now, and he's got a little bit of a following behind him after, because he said some controversial shit.
He does a lot.
Like, did you hear him on the Joe Rogan show?
No, I didn't watch that episode.
He said something like, and it was before, actually, he said this before he got on the Joe Rogan show, but he said something about, like, women being in the kitchen. And, like, our nation would be better if women would just stay in the kitchen and do what women are supposed to do. And it was kind of like, I don't know how you're going to defend that point,
Yeah,
but you need to figure out what the fuck you're about to say, because that
Yeah.
ain't going to fly.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, that's a ballsy thing to say.
yeah,
Usually that's a setup for a joke.
yeah, exactly.
And he was dead serious.
yeah, that's crazy.
And it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, how many times have you been punched in the head?
Yeah.
You know, and then he gets on Joe Rogan and he defends his point of view, but then like you listen to him defend his point of view and it's just like, okay, well there's like 7 fallacies in your argument you just had. So yeah, we're not rocking with that.
Yeah.
Women are just as capable as men, and I can cook just as well as Hannah can cook.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
she's a woman doesn't mean, hey, honey, you're cooking dinner tonight
Yeah.
because your sex is female.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for real. I had no idea about that clip. That's crazy though. But I said, I just don't like Sean Strickland really, like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. It's not to the point where I'm like, I can't stand this dude, but I do not like him. So
No. Yeah, and I don't really think he's, from the highlights I've seen, he's not really that fun to watch.
not really. The Jared Cannonier fight that he had back in December, it went to decision. It wasn't anything crazy. You know what I mean? He's not that exciting.
No.
He's not that exciting. He has knockout power. He could clip Izzy, but Izzy just has such a good counterattack defense. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. The way this dude will block a shot, it's insane. Like, he's legit doing martial arts up there, and it's clear.
Oh, dude, it's art.
It is art.
It's art. Watching him fight is so fucking, like, he's one of those fighters that it will literally, like, drop your jaw.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not only is it, like, badass what he's doing, but it's honestly kind of, like, beautiful.
It is.
In a sense.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen, I can say this confidently, I've never seen any other fighting style the way that he fights.
No.
Ever.
Style bender.
Style bender. Yeah, dude.
That's what he does. He has so many
Exactly.
styles that he
Yeah.
is literally, he is the best way I like to describe him, he's the flowiest fighter I've ever seen in my life.
He's the Bruce Lee of the freaking UFC.
He said that too.
Has he said that?
He said that the B Wada, my friend.
Yeah.
He said that before.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious too, because he's gonna lean hard into that accent,
Yeah.
being him, because he's so, like, goofy and whatnot,
dude,
but,
I
like,
love him, man.
he's such himself too. That's what also makes me love him so much. It's just like, you're a badass and a nerd,
Yeah, dude.
and you lean into both.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 293 is gonna be alright.
Dude, dude. Yeah, it'll be okay.
Just to see Izzy fight again.
Exactly.
That's my dude.
Exactly. He's my dude too. I love him.
I hope he knocks the fuck out of Sean
Dude, I do too.
Strickland.
I do too.
I hope
I
it's
do too.
quick.
I do too. And Sean Strickland's never fought a 5-round fight.
That is true too.
Izzy's been to the championship rounds. He's been to the championship rounds.
Yeah, I don't think for the past 2 to 3 years he has not fought a 3-round fight.
Exactly.
He's always in a 5-round fight.
Exactly, dude.
I
That's
think
insane.
in my head the last 3-round fight he had was either Kevin Gastelum
That's what I was about to say.
or Robert Whittaker.
Maybe.
Those were both
The first
around
one
that
were
time, because those two fights were two fights he was knocking off on his way to the belt.
Yeah.
And dude, that Kevin Gastelum fight is my favorite fight.
Oh,
in
dude,
Izzy
it's fantastic.
of all time.
Yeah.
He kind of put Robert Whittaker away after a while.
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker put up a fight and he put him away, but him and Kevin Gastelum, dude.
Yeah. Dude,
Jesus
honestly,
Christ.
hats off to Gastelum as well.
Or Kelvin, sorry.
Kelvin, it's Kelvin.
Kelvin, my bad.
I said I was gonna let it ride. I was gonna say that's why I said Gastelum. But yeah, Kelvin Gastelum. Dude, hats off to him.
Hats off
For
to
real.
him.
You know what I mean?
He
He's
stayed in there and banged.
Exactly, and he still does. He
I know.
didn't he didn't fight too long ago. He
Yeah,
fought on the
I remember
undercard.
that. I remember that.
You know, I like him. He seems like a really good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you hear he does, I really like him.
Him and Robert Whittaker both.
Yeah, dude.
We talked about Robert Whittaker in the
love
first
Robert
podcast, I believe.
Yeah, I love Robert Whittaker.
I love both those guys.
Yeah. Great stand-up dudes outside of the octagon, and you love to see it. Whenever they get on the mic, they're humble, but good guys.
Great guys.
Yeah.
And I used to, whenever I would go to the gym and I was doing my cardio, walking on the treadmill or doing an elliptical or bike or whatever,
Yeah.
I would literally go just watch old UFC fights.
Really?
And anytime that I was like having like, I was struggling with my discipline or like was finding it really tough to just get through that certain cardio session, I would turn on that Izzy Kevin Gastelum fight. And then I would get to the point where it's round 5 and they said, "Are you ready?" And Izzy is banged up and he looks at him and he's just like,
Didn't walk
"I'm
to his
ready."
corner.
Didn't walk to his corner.
Yeah.
Looks at the ref and says, "I'm ready. I'm prepared to die."
Yeah.
And dude, it fires
Oh
me
my
up
gosh.
every time. Because that's what, dude, they just went out and banged.
Yeah, exactly.
They said, "Fuck going to the ground. We're
Yeah.
just gonna stand right in front of each other and whoever falls wins or
Yeah.
loses."
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly. And they, first of all, when you look at Izzy and Kelvin Gastelum, they look like they're in 2 different weight divisions.
For sure.
Kelvin Gastelum looks
Totally
like
different body types.
totally different body types. Kelvin Gastelum's just like probably like a whole head shorter than Izzy,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why
But he's thick.
he's so thick.
He's thick.
He's super thick. So, that's why it just looks crazy. But then, like you were saying, that fight, dude, it definitely is on Izzy's highlight reel amongst many. You know.
Many, yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. But needless to say, we're somewhat kind of excited for 293 just to see our boy Izzy fight.
Yeah.
That's when we agree on a lot of things, especially when it comes to like UFC and sports and stuff. One thing we heavily agree on is Adesanya.
Oh, dude.
We
yeah.
both fuck with Izzy.
Yeah, dude.
Heavy.
Oh my gosh, man. It's hard not to.
I know.
You know?
It is hard not to. Dom don't like it.
I know. He says he thinks he's like that's what he said on the pod. He says he thinks he's boring.
Which, Dominic, if you're watching this, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He is the most unboring fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
He's always got some wild shit to say.
He does have some shit to say.
You know,
And-
he's not a sugar, like, you know what I mean? But he's still
Yeah.
he's still got a presence.
Yeah. But I love Sugar Sean too.
I do too.
You know what I mean? I love Sugar Sean. But if I'm trying to understand what Dominic's saying, I think it is also goes into the fighting style we were talking about.
That's fair.
He's not super aggressive. He doesn't come out and bang like crazy because he's been defending his belt for so long.
He's methodical though.
He exactly, and it depends on how you look at that.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want when you're watching the UFC. So I definitely understand both sides, but it's so hard for me not to. I love him.
I know, dude. I know. I love him too.
Yeah.
That's my type of like. I can honestly like be relatable to that with like in my own life. It's
Exactly.
like I may be just like from the outside looking in like a boring guy.
Yeah.
But like if you really get to know me and like understand my mental, like it's constantly going.
Yeah.
It's constantly like I'm thinking so deep about shit. I'm constantly like trying to figure my way the best way I possibly can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like seeing him do that in a fight in like an artistic way is like, yeah, it's super motivating. It's super like relatable, inspirational.
Yeah.
Like that's why I look at it. I'm like, fuck, this is so entertaining to
Yeah.
watch because it's so me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I mean, he's like a dude. Whenever you watch whatever he's doing, it's like I could hang out with this guy.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just chill. We don't have to talk about UFC or anything. We can just nerd out. Whatever.
He'd probably talk your ear off about some video games.
Yeah, video games and anime.
And anime too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a huge anime fan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dominic, I didn't mean to come at you. I understand. Bailey talked me off the ledge. But yeah, so with all that little bit of house cleaning out the way with upcoming events and college football coming up and stuff, I guess we can get into the next segment here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. It's time to go deep. All right, we got the chalice. Very, very empty. We had another bowl last time, but I kind of confiscated that from mine and Hannah's stuff we have inside, so this is what I found for this one. So, do you want to do the honors?
I'll do the honors.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Why do we do things we do not like to do?
Oh, this is a good one. I remember writing this one down and having like an entire like internal dialogue on this one. You want me to go first on this?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take this one. Why do we do things we do not like to do? I think you can take this in a couple different directions, but the way I would take it is nobody likes to go to work. Nobody likes to go work out. Nobody likes to clean the house, make their bed. You can make it enjoyable, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the reason we do those things is because discipline and doing shit you don't like to do is so much better for you mentally and physically. Like, it is like teaching you delayed gratification.
Yeah.
And I think like instant gratification, like what we have with like our cell phones nowadays, with Instagram and, you know, I'm gonna just go out and say it, like porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how
No, for
instant,
real.
like, dude, you can
Yeah.
take care of your needs as a guy or a girl in a matter of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's no need to put the work in to go out, meet people, talk to people, you know, build a relationship, get to the point of having sex with somebody. And,
Yeah.
you know, even on Instagram, it's like constantly like instant just dopamine hits. Swiping up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, with that being said, like, I think the reason it's important and the reason we do things we don't like to do is because it is beneficial for us, because life isn't always just happy and gratifying.
Yeah.
You know,
I
you
completely
gotta
agree.
work for it.
Yeah.
You have to work for it. And if you work for it and then delay that gratification to a point to where you can enjoy it every now and then, I just feel like you're in such a better place mentally and physically.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think one of the key words you used right there was reading that question. Why do we do things we do not like to do? Like the one word I can think of is discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like whenever I think about going to the gym, it's like, and then the word motivation. It's easy to watch a video, get hyped up, get motivated. You know what I mean? But motivated will get you this far. Discipline, having discipline is what really helps you like move the needle. And everything that you just said, like, why do we do things we don't like to do? Because I mean, we're trying to grow. You know what I mean? If you have them, some people don't have the mindset. Some people are lazy. Some people would rather play video games for 5 hours than read a book. Some people would rather go get fast food and get a dessert than go to the store, buy dinner, and make something somewhat healthy. There's a lot of the people that are the we that do things that we don't like to do, in a sense, are like kind of like that 1 to 5%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aside from going to work, some people don't like going to work, but they do it because they quote unquote have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
you need money to live.
You need money to live. Exactly. No, I mean, you can make the best out of it though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just what that question encompasses is that question is being in the mindset of someone that wants to better themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you. And I think too, like, one of the main things you just said that is so true is motivation and inspiration are not always going to be there.
Exactly.
Anybody can get motivated and inspired to go do something.
Exactly.
But when it flees, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, when you don't want to go to the gym and you show up anyway,
Yeah.
that's when you're starting to build discipline.
Exactly.
When you watch, you're on Instagram and you're sitting there and you're like, damn, I really should go work out, but I'm so comfortable on this couch. And you're going on Instagram, all of a sudden The Rock shows up.
Yeah.
And he's like in the iron paradise, pumping some iron,
Yeah.
telling you to go get after
Exactly.
it. And you get hyped up and you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's so easy.
Yeah.
Whenever you're sitting on the couch and The Rock doesn't show up,
Yeah, The Rock doesn't
and
show
it's
up.
just like puppy videos, football videos, I'm talking from my own experience.
Yeah.
Or whatever have you, that shit's popping up. It is so hard to get your ass up and go to the gym. That's one thing that I've found. I don't do it because I want to do it. I do it because, one, it helps me build discipline throughout the day, and it's good for me, and I know I need to go do it, is getting up at 4:15 in the morning.
Yeah, dude, it sucks.
Putting on my fucking gym clothes.
Yeah.
Going to the gym and working out.
Yeah.
Not just working out, but like working out fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like breaking a damn sweat.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, God, this sucks.
No, exactly.
To the point where I'm like pushing any sort of satisfaction out of that workout.
Yeah.
And then I come home, I feel fucking great.
Exactly.
I shower off, I make my breakfast, I'm fueling up with some egg whites and some like multi-grain toast with some PB2 on that thing. Great macros, I feel great, I go to work, drink a little bit of coffee, I'm productive as shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of days like, I can't get up and go work out that early because Hannah has to wake up like shortly after me, so I don't work out those mornings. I just go work out in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I can feel a significant difference
Yeah.
from when I do and don't.
Yeah.
Like that first hour or two at work, I'm not productive.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there trying to get into it.
Exactly.
But when I go work out, it's out the gate, dude. I sit
Exactly.
down and I'm busting this stuff out.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. And discipline equals freedom.
Yeah.
The more discipline you have in your life, and you can time block some areas and be like, look, I'm going to do this, this, this. And if you can create that time that you have and be purposeful with it, because they say not being stagnant.
Yeah.
Being stagnant. Being in a place of where you're not disciplined and you don't have a quote unquote purpose. You do, everybody has a purpose, but not everybody's acting towards it, is like being dropped in the middle of a desert, not being able to see any signs of civilization anywhere. Your anxiety is high because you have millions of ways that you can go. It branches anyway. You know what I mean? So your anxiety is high, and that's what not doing anything is. It's being stagnant and being like, oh my gosh, you have way too many options. They've done experiments at grocery stores, and they're like, what sells better if like Smucker's has 50 different types of jelly flavors or if they have 5.
Mm-hmm.
People will actually make a decision if there's only 5 versus 50 because then they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know which one I want. I'll go with this brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that, like, to reel it back in, that's exactly what discipline does. You pick a direction and go.
Yeah.
If you reach a wall at one point, okay, turn around. You figured out that that's not what is working, but keep going because the happiness is in the pursuit. There is no finish line. It is the process that you put all your trust in, and that is what is so fun. And whenever you're just going, it's so enjoyable. Like, I found that in my life. Like, just seeing the little signs. Because it's like, if you can gain 1% every day, not go from 0 to 50, 0 to 100, if you can gain 1% every day and just be consistent, you level up so quick.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I do things I don't like to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's to fucking get me somewhere.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. And I can't remember the exact, they call it a law of something. But basically what it is basically like, you, instead of looking at, okay, today I didn't go work out, today was a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it as a perspective, today is 100% of your life.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's a very, very minute percentage of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Start looking at things by the week and then branch it out even further to go to a month.
Yeah.
Start taking a tally of being like, okay, I didn't go work out today, but then you go work out the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Bro, you're at 75%.
Yeah.
That's a passing grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
yeah.
then if you continue that up,
Mhm.
you know, say there's, you know, you do it for 20 days.
Mhm.
You work out 15 out of the 20 days.
Mhm.
You're still at 75%.
Exactly.
That's a win.
Yeah.
That's better. That's double, if not triple, most batting averages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and those guys get up there and keep swinging.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
like, you know, there's that law of just like, you can always look at it in a very like fine point of view and sit there and be like, okay, I didn't go work out today. I went off my diet. I didn't read at night. I was too tired. I just scrolled on my phone and went to bed. Okay, yes, you failed. We all fail.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in that feedback loop from hell.
100%.
Go in the next day and just be like, okay, we're gonna get it. The next decision is your most important decision.
Yeah.
Don't look at it as like, I failed, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Because if you keep telling yourself that,
Exactly.
you're gonna fail again.
Exactly.
Just be like, okay, I fucked up. It is what it is. Take it out of my head. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing. And I agree with you. I think that's why we do things that we don't want to do. But with all that being said, that's the way our minds work. So that's where we took that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hannah did bring up to me, there's another side of this that I didn't really think about because I don't do this.
Yeah.
But I know people do. And, well, I'm not going to say I don't do it. I do it sometimes.
Yeah.
But why do we do things that we don't like to do? And I think one of the reasons we do shit that we don't like to do is for the approval of others.
Okay, so then we have to describe the thing we don't like to do.
Yeah.
Like what do you have an idea of what that might be?
So like things that I don't like to do for the approval of others.
And maybe that thing you don't like to do is subconscious and you may be telling yourself you like to do it.
Yeah, and I mean,
You know what I mean?
that's true. I really do think there are certain things, I can't really nail one down right now, but I do think there are certain things in life that I do that I really don't want to do.
Yeah.
For the approval and or of like accepting of others.
Yeah.
Wanting to be accepted by others.
100%, yeah.
And honestly, I think some of that stuff is like not being myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in a certain social
Yeah.
situation, like being somebody that I'm not.
Yeah.
I can find myself doing that a lot of times.
Dude, I know. I can too. I know exactly what you mean. I think everybody's guilty of that to an extent.
Yeah.
And mine was horrible in high school, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's something you learn from, but I definitely get that viewpoint of that question.
Yeah.
And is definitely something I feel like a lot of people can relate to in that sense of doing yourself just to fit in, because there's always that one person that's a social class above you or that makes more money than you, and you want to put on some image and you're not being yourself, which then further distances you from that person, and it's a loop that you just gotta part from.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think a good answer to that. Why do we do things we don't like to do? In that sense of the question, is ego.
It is ego. I
think
agree.
so.
I agree.
I think it is literally like, oh, I don't want people to think I am this type of person, so I'm gonna be this type of person.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like
Yeah.
you are not that type of person.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
your ego trying
Yeah.
to protect your feelings from being hurt.
Exactly.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like if somebody doesn't accept you or, you know, like you because you are a certain way, fuck that person.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, you know, I don't like you either.
Yeah,
But more so
yeah.
just like, that's cool. We just don't vibe. We don't mesh. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move it over here.
Yeah.
I hope you do good, but I'm over here.
Yeah.
We're cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And there's people like that in your lives.
Yeah. And those are
There's-
the people that need help. Those are people that need to work on stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that saying that is coming. That almost seems like it's coming from a very judgmental standpoint to be like, yo, this person needs help. And I'm not saying it like that, but those people are the people that I feel like I have been before. You know what I mean? Some people are still learning or haven't learned that.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I get what you're saying. We're all kind of in our different stages of life,
Mhm.
different levels of maturity, different levels of understanding,
Yeah.
and some people may get there and may not get there. But I do think like in that situation, like if they are in that point of view, just be like, to me, I'm not gonna explain it like, hey, you need to work. I'm not gonna do that because that just seems like you were saying is just like arrogant or like you're better than them.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want, and that's not how either of us feel.
Yeah.
But it's more so just kind of like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, just you do you.
Yeah.
You do you, and I'm gonna do me, and then we can just. I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
I'm never gonna be an asshole to somebody unless you need me to be.
Yeah.
Like I can be an asshole to somebody if I have to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that point, it's always just like, okay, I get it. I don't want to be this person.
Yeah.
And if I have to be this person to get your approval, I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly.
But like I said before, I've been that. I've done that.
Exactly.
I can still do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I find that a lot of times, like with my job now, it's like I'm getting up a little bit further in the company I work for, so I'm getting to meet and talk and getting in these circles of like big dogs, like guys that I'm like, holy shit, that guy makes a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
He has a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I can find myself sometimes wanting to talk out of my ass, wanting to put on an
Yeah.
ego show
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and I think I have been able to reel that back and just been like, you know, I have had that internal battle of being like, okay, am I not talking enough? Do people think I shouldn't be here
Yeah.
because I don't know enough? And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, chill out. You've been here at this company for 2 years. You're not supposed to know everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Exactly.
always come back to the same mantra of God gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great quote.
I am in these circles. The best thing I can do is shut the fuck up and listen
Yeah.
because they're telling me everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I can see it like with other people in my company when we're in these positions
Yeah.
that are losing that battle,
Yeah.
that are letting the ego win,
Yeah.
talking out of their ass.
Yeah.
And it is honestly, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, damn, dude, like
Yeah.
don't buy into it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do. I know exactly the people that have those conversations.
Mhm.
And then maybe this is my ego being like, because it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, are you seriously, like, you're seriously saying this right now? You know what I mean? But I mean, maybe that is a little bit of my ego, but I'm like, come on, you know, you are talking out of your ass right now,
Mhm.
you know?
And when it's that apparent, it is kind of like almost secondhand embarrassment.
It is,
You know?
it is, but they don't know it. I mean,
They don't.
Exactly.
Fuck, ignorance is bliss, dude.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It took me a long time. I didn't fully understand that till like later. I probably heard ignorance is bliss since the time I was like 8.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I didn't understand what ignorance is bliss is until like the last 5 years probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It like actually took me to like understand life a little bit more to be like.
You know what it took for me?
What?
Being ignorant.
Being ignorant. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then coming out of the ignorant being like,
Yeah.
oh, I was being such a jackass.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I get it now.
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah.
You've heard it your whole life.
Mhm.
And it's just like, okay, yeah, I guess.
Mhm.
And then you are that ignorant person for once in your life.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe a couple months go by and then it finally clicks for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I really feel like those are the types of moments where you like sit there and you're thinking, and it honestly just gives you like, it's just like, ugh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
It kind of gets you fired up and
Yeah.
pissed off.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. And I understood it from the standpoint of wanting more for myself.
Yeah.
Wanting more for myself and realize that I can achieve it, but I got to put in hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And for the people out there that don't necessarily have some crazy ass goal of like whatever, you know, I mean, they're okay with working the same job for the next 50 years until they retire, and are happy with it. That's where I was understood. Ignorance is bliss, because they're okay. The root word of ignorance is ignorant or ignoring something.
Yeah.
They're ignoring the fact that there's more out there to get. They're okay with it. They're okay with going home, having a couple beers, hanging out with their wife and kid, and that is totally fine. I'm not hating on anybody.
Yeah.
But whenever I truly understood ignorance is bliss, I was like, damn, I can see how that's fine.
Yeah.
I can see how that's blissful. You know what I mean? If you're not thinking about a crazy another level and then have anxiety because you're not constantly working towards something, I get how that's blissful. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's whenever I was like, oh my gosh, that's what that means. You know what I mean? That's the direction I took it, and that's how I figured it out. And I guess you can take that many ways. You know?
Yeah, and I think with any of these questions, you can take them a million different ways.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess I see exactly where you're coming from. But like, talking about those people, like those people are like the working class people.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what makes our country run.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm in that group.
As am I.
You're in that group.
Yeah.
But we do have like those inspirations and stuff, and I'm sure that they have inspiration or aspirations. I should say.
Yeah.
They should have They do have aspirations, but I just feel like sometimes with that, you know, the cards you're dealt, that could be the best that they got. They did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, honestly, yeah, we do this podcast and stuff, and like it would be fucking awesome if it blew up and this is what we did for a living and we weren't in the working class and we were making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, me and you look at this as like, it's important for our creative minds.
Yeah.
It's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's something to put this extra energy and anxiety we have into to make something.
Yeah.
And it's fun. But like, yeah, dude, I work a 9 to 5. You know,
me too.
Exactly. And like, we go and bust our ass, and like, to me, the ultimate goal in my mind is having a family.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
because
like,
mine is too.
Just have like a happy family, not just like a family, but like something I didn't necessarily have when I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, like I had. Don't get me wrong. I love my mom. I love my dads. I love my brothers and sisters, and I had a good family bond with a lot of them. But I did have rocky shit happen, like, you know, with my biological father and with my stepfather, like seeing the things that happened with them. I didn't really have that cohesive, like, mom and dad love each other.
Yeah.
And everything's good. Dad loves me, mom loves me type childhood.
Yeah.
I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of like, why does this shit happen?
Yeah.
This isn't happening to my friends. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
all this like trauma bullshit that happens.
Yeah.
So like my ultimate goal in life is that.
Yeah.
I want to give my kids that.
Yeah.
If I don't do anything else in this world, my kids will know that I love their mother wholeheartedly and will stand by her till the day I die, and I love them and would stand in front of a bullet for every one of them.
Yeah.
Anytime they ask.
Yeah.
I want them to know that because I never had that role model for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be that role model. So with all that being said, like, this is fun and everything, but like at the end of the day, if I have to go out and get a second job, you know, Hannah, you know, as a couple, we get pregnant or something, and it's like life gets real, I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
The most important thing to me is to do that.
Yeah.
So those guys that are out there in the working class, you know, working 9 to 5s, and if that's what, you know, you got that good job at your local factory, or you got that good job at your local business, and you're putting food on the table for your family, and, you know, providing a life that maybe wasn't provided for you, like, hats off. Like, that's what you want and that's what you did. Fuck yeah, dude, you found your purpose and you did it.
100%.
There are just other people out there that do have not a greater purpose, but a different avenue they want to go.
Yeah.
That could be in the creative field of things.
Yeah.
You know, like what we're doing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and that was a great point to touch on. I didn't want to come across that I was shitting on anybody that didn't have a.
I didn't think you were.
Okay,
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, because I could when you started saying that, I could also see how it could have been taken that way.
Yeah.
But I did not mean that at all.
I know you did it.
I'm saying that for anybody listening, that this literally the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Anything that you work towards, if you write down, if you make plans on something, if you set a goal and make consistent progress working towards that, you would be surprised what you can achieve. Because I've surprised myself. Not that I'm anywhere crazy, but I remember thinking like 2 years ago, wanting what I have now, and now that I'm here, I'm like, wow, I'm not as grateful for it now than when I was dreaming about it then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, dang, I have to keep setting goals.
Yeah.
Let's make one that's 3 times bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And see where we're at then. You know what I mean?
I think what you were talking about is those people in those positions, not the ones I was talking about, not the working class. That was the, the cards they were dealt and they did the best. I think the people you're talking about is the people that are doing that, but feel like they're destined for more. Feel like they're just sacrificing and or taking the comfortable route of being like in a 9-to-5 that pays a decent living. You can live off of it and whatnot, but you feel like you can do more.
Yeah.
That's the people you're talking to.
Yeah, and then it's easy to go home and start scrolling on your phone and start doing this, crack open a couple beers.
Doing things you like.
Yeah, going to work the next day, restart. Over and over and over again for years. And the point I'm trying to make is that you can make it out of that. That is not your forever. Nobody's saying it's got to be. Do something, find a hobby, find a good friend, make some time, exercise, eat as healthy as you can. Just certain things that you can do that can definitely just improve your general quality of life that it is so easy to put to the wayside and not do.
Yeah.
And then give it 5 years of doing those wrong things and you might have some problems show up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's just, and I'm not trying to be like, oh man, I'm just the best. I'm like,
no, absolutely not.
I'm just trying
we got our own set of problems and shit we're dealing with every day, just like everyone else.
I'm just trying to relay all the information that has helped me from the little bit I have done. And once again, not putting myself on any sort of pedestal, but that I'm just expressing the lessons that I have learned, and they say to teach is to learn again. Mm-hmm. And while I'm saying this, I'm like, yeah, some of these things I could probably implement a little bit more in my life. I can definitely make this area better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's for everything. But I'm just trying to spread the knowledge of any knowledge that I've received that has been like a light bulb in my life. You know what I mean?
100% agree. And I don't think anybody would ever think that. And if they do, like, obviously keep watching, you're going to figure it out. Like, we explain ourselves further.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, the reason we do things we don't like to do, in the sense of where we took it in the beginning, was it's because it's good for you. Because in life, if you start doing things you don't like to do, you're going to find things that you like doing with those. Like me, I found that I really love working out.
Yeah.
I found that I really like eating healthy because once you start eating healthy and flush that funnel out of all the shit that you've had in your body for years, you feel good.
Exactly.
And you want to do it then. So then whenever you start liking that shit, find other areas in your life where you don't like doing shit.
Yeah.
Then you're going to find that you like doing shit in that. And then what happens is you become a dangerous fucking person.
Yeah.
You start liking shit that people don't like to do.
Yeah.
So now you're different. Now you're an anomaly. Now you set yourself apart from everybody else. And it goes back to what Dana White was saying in an interview I listened back earlier. He's like, this generation is so weak.
Yeah.
It's so weak.
We're in the weak man generation.
We're in the weak man generation. If you were remotely a savage, you will be so successful.
Yeah.
You just got to have a little bit of grit and determination.
I agree.
And it'll take you so much further than it has years past.
Yeah.
I mean, back in like, I would say the last strong generation we had was probably, I don't want to discount anything, I'm just going off memory of history, but probably like World War II.
Yeah.
Like that point of just like, well, you turn 18, you're giving your life for the country, because if not, we're going to be all enslaved and murdered.
Yeah.
People said, you know what, fuck that. I want my family to grow up in a free country. I'm gonna go fight tooth and nail and give my life to save it.
Yeah.
That's a fucking hard generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
That's like one of the last, and I think those men created good times.
Yeah.
Easy times.
Yeah.
And then eventually we got into those good times started creating weak men, and now we're seeing what weak men created in our hard times we have today.
Which is bad times.
Is bad times.
Yeah,
but guess what happens during bad times, hard times?
It creates strong men.
It creates strong men.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Dude.
So whenever, we're sitting here talking about this stuff, and everybody sees it on every podcast ever of like the anomalies. That's why they're famous. These anomalies of men that are telling you, not talking about like people like Andrew Tate and all these other guys. I feel like those are a little toxic. They have good points, but they're toxic.
Yeah.
I'm talking more of like the Jordan Petersons of the world.
Dude, I was
the
listening
Joe
today.
Rogans. Exactly. The
Yeah.
Joe Rogans of the world. Like the people that are really telling you like not to go out and be like be a fucking masculine man, be an alpha. They're telling you to be a fucking good person.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a good person. Work for what you want.
100%.
Be disciplined. Have gratitude. Push it further. Do shit that people don't want you or that other people don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the role models. That's why they're so damn famous.
Yeah.
Because people resonate with that. And I know there's millions and millions of men out there struggling with all sorts of shit, but they know that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I really think that these hard times we have right now are gonna create really strong men here in the future. I think our generation, everybody always counts us out because we are the product of a weak generation.
Yeah.
I really think we have some fucking dogs in our generation.
Yeah, dude, I agree. And I've always been an optimistic person, but I do, and you'll hear older people. The older people are the people that don't have faith in the future. They're like, man, he's like, I worry about you, but I really worry about your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the mindset that creates those problems.
Exactly.
Alone, thinking that way is what is manifesting it and putting your attention towards that. When if you can direct it in another way, we can head in a lighter direction.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I think, like, I guess back to what I was saying earlier about with, like, making a family and doing stuff that wasn't done for me, leaving the world a better place than when you found it. Exactly. And like a generation that's saying, "Oh God, I worry about you guys. You guys are gonna, run this country in the ground." Blah blah blah. This is like,
no, you're scaring the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
You're scaring the kids.
No, let's think about what we're telling the future generations and being like, it's exciting.
Yes.
You have so much potential into whatever you want to do.
Yes, and that's like going back to the fucking interview with Dana White. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Exactly.
He's giving you that hoorah speech of being like, "Look, dude. Just put a little effort in, and we can make this such a better outcome."
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if we all got together and fucking pushed it.
Yeah.
It'd be a total 180.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Needless to say, we went deep.
Way too. No kidding, man.
I love this segment.
I do too.
Dude, it is fun. Because with the podcast, a lot of times we kind of cage a little bit to not go off on crazy tangents.
Yeah.
But this one is one of those ones where it's like, you let the dog off the leash.
Yeah, you're on the range.
Exactly.
Go, yeah.
Yeah, but that was fun, dude. I hope you guys enjoyed that Go Deep segment. But I guess now we can hop on over into our last segment of the video. We're going to get into our starting five. Alright, so our starting five this week, my apologies, I didn't post it in time. Had a lot of shit going on this week, so I just it left my mind to post it. So we're just going to do our own. I put up episode 11s on the Instagram poll today, so we'll get those votes and do it next episode.
I'm excited for those.
I am too.
Yeah.
This episode, our starting five is going to be fall vibes.
Yes.
Fall vibes. Anything at the beginning, middle, and end of fall that just kind of gets you in the mood and or just puts you in the mood of being in fall.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and go first?
I'll go first, dude. I don't care.
Right. Rip them things off.
So you already know, 5 to 1. My number 5 that gets me in the fall mood is whenever I whip through Chick-fil-A and I see that chicken tortilla soup pop up on the menu.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Son,
That shit's fire.
that is it's from October to March.
Mm.
And that is one of my favorite menu items, dude. It's spicy, and then they give you those little crunchy chips to put on it. Dude.
Yeah. That's
I-
a good kickoff to fall.
Yeah, dude. I love Chick-fil-A's chicken tortilla soup, so that definitely, I'm like, we're here.
Yeah.
It is fall. We're about to go through winter. I'm feeling great. I have something that I can go to spice me up and keep me warm.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I don't feel bad eating it. You know, it seems fairly healthy. You got the beans and the corn in it with a little bit of chicken. Dude, it's so good. So if you haven't tried the chicken tortilla soup at Chick-fil-A, go run it up. My number 4 gets me in the fall mood is when you start seeing those Dunkin' and Starbucks menu items and you see that pumpkin spice is available.
Yeah.
I don't get them that often, but I'm like, it's fall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start seeing Instagram posts about typical white girls being like, oh, pumpkin spice. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's fall. You know what I mean?
What do they call it? The PSL?
Oh my
Go
God.
through Starbucks to get your PSL.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And Hannah, she loves pumpkin spice, and I get it. They're good. They're good. I'm not even gonna cap. They're good.
I don't necessarily like pumpkin flavored stuff,
Yeah.
but
Do you
I
like
will.
pumpkin pie?
I do like pumpkin pie.
Okay.
But I will get one every now and then that's a fall flavored
Yeah.
just to get in the mood.
Just to get in the mood. I feel you. I feel that. So that's my number 4. Number 3. Okay, same thing. You're driving down the road, whatever city you're in. For Kingsport, it's like you go to Target. You see on that Target sign, Dick's Sporting Goods is closed now. In replace of that is Spirit Halloween. And it's like, oh man, it's that time of year already?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel when I see that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Spirit Halloween's up, it's fall time.
Yeah.
So you already know. So that's my number 3. Number 2, it's a clear sign of things changing, is just that one day, that split second is whenever it's like the leaves are green. You wake up for the next morning, it's like, oh my gosh, that tree's yellow. That tree is orange.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You start seeing a couple trees losing leaves too.
Uh-huh.
Then it's like, give it like a month, you see a bunch of pile of leaves in people's yards. Dude, the
Yep.
leaves changing is number 2, and I'm like, okay, we're in fall now.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
full swing.
It's full swing, dude. I love that. So that really gets me in the mood. And number 1, the reason I'm most excited for fall is just because I am in my zone. It's not too cold, but it's not too hot either. So you can wear some basketball shorts with a freaking hoodie.
Oh, okay.
I love fall because it's freaking hoodie season, dude.
Oh yeah.
I love how comfortable I feel in a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Straight, just literally, running shoes, basketball shorts, and a hoodie. I am in my zone.
Okay.
That's me right there. Like,
Alright.
That's like I'm my element. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So that's my starting 5. We got number 5, chicken tortilla soup from Chick-fil-A. Number 4, we got the pumpkin spice lattes showing up. Number 3, Spirit Halloween. Number 2, you see the leaves changing. You're in that fall vibe. Number 1, it is hoodie season, baby. That's my starting 5.
Dude, that starting 5 fired me up.
Yeah.
It did fire me up.
Dude.
Especially the last couple ones where it was a nice little crescendo into the peak, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good starting 5.
Thank you.
All right, so my starting 5 for fall vibes. My number 5 is gonna go to corn mazes.
Oh gosh.
There's just a vibe of like getting with all of your friends, getting a group together, going out to your local corn maze, and just having a time, dude.
Oh my
Going
gosh.
out there, going through the maze. Maybe you get a little ballsy, go over to like the haunted houses, the haunted corn maze. No?
I've done one corn maze in my life, and it was with Dominic and Autumn. I was terrified. I didn't do my first corn maze until I was freaking like 22 years old.
That's crazy.
Swear.
But it's just that whole, because like anytime you hit the corn mazes, it's already like full bloom fall.
Yeah,
like,
it
leaves
is.
are changing.
Yeah.
A lot of them are falling.
But no, I feel you on that.
Dude, it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's so fun. You're probably going out there in a hoodie
Yeah.
or a flannel.
Exactly. Exactly. Flannel
So-
season.
Exactly,
Flannel season. Yeah.
Exactly. Corn mazes are a vibe, man, and it's so much fun because you go out there, you get a little hot chocolate when it's cold.
Yeah.
You may go pick you some pumpkins. You go through the corn mazes. If you're getting ballsy, go through the haunted ones. it's just so much fun, and it really gets you in the vibe for October and
It does.
Halloween.
I agree.
So yeah, my number 5 is corn mazes. My number 4, it's kind of happening a little bit here recently. It's like a little bit of a teaser.
Yeah.
That weather break. We're in Northeast Tennessee, a little bit higher in the mountains, so it's probably not as prominent as it is around us
Yeah.
outside the mountains. But it's been 70.
Yeah.
The past, like, it's hit the 70s and, like, upper 60s a couple of times the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And when I feel that cool air and just, like, it's comfortable outside, dude, it gets me ready for fall.
I
I'm
know.
so ready for that to be the weather.
I feel you.
Best weather all year.
I agree.
Days are getting shorter,
Mhm.
so it's kind of got, like, a spookier vibe to it.
Yeah.
It gets darker outside early. The weather's cool. It just hits different, man.
I feel that, dude.
So my number 4 is the weather breaking.
Mm.
My number 3 is carving pumpkins.
Oh, dude.
It
That's-
kind of goes hand in hand with corn mazes. Get you some friends together. Get you some drinks going.
Yes.
Get outside, lay a tarp down, and have a little contest of who can do the dopest pumpkin carving.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun, dude.
It
It's such a way to get into Halloween.
It is.
And get in the spirit. And after you're done, the best part is you can take a little candle, light that thing, put it on your front porch.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a decoration.
it's a decoration.
Yeah.
And it's dude, it's such it's a fun activity. It's one of my favorite activities. I've done it with my family growing up my entire life.
Yeah.
And to like extend that over into my friend group.
I feel you.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. We did it here last year.
Yeah, I know. We did
Yeah.
it here last year.
I love that, dude. It's
Had
amazing.
a great time.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 3 is carving pumpkins. My number 2 is fall candles.
Oh, candles, dude.
There's nothing like a scent
Yes.
to get you going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially whenever it's like Saturday morning and, you know, I've already been up. I had the coffee going. I'm sitting on the couch watching College Game Day.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah comes in there and she grabs that candle that she got from Bath and Body.
Yes.
That's like autumn leaves.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
She
dude.
lights that thing up and I'm just like, we have arrived.
Yeah. Dude, I
You know?
feel that. I feel
Fall
that.
candles hit differently, and I really think scents can just take that to a whole nother
That's
level.
one of your 5 senses.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. And
Scents
and-
will take that to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
There was a candle we got last year that was like, I think it was literally called Flannel Season
No way.
from Target. Dude.
Yeah.
It was so good, and
Ah.
it encapsulates not only just like the beginning of like the pumpkiniest and like the pumpkiny smell and like fall leaves and shit.
Yeah.
But honestly, like that kind of like. It's got a little spooky to it.
Yeah.
It's got a little
Yeah.
like dark night in October kind of shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so my number 2 is gonna go to the fall candles, and my number 1. If you can't fucking tell with my shirt, with Albert over here, with the black Tennessee helmet, bro, the number 1 best thing in the falliest fall of vibes is football is back.
Oh.
Football being back
Let's
is
go.
just like, yo, it's fucking fall, boys.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
time. We're here. I don't give a fuck what the temperature is outside. If football, college football, high school football, NFL football is on, it is fucking fall.
That's dope, dude. I love that.
Yeah. So my number 1 is football. Football is back. And just to run it back for you guys in our starting 5, my number 5 is going to be corn mazes. My number 4 is the weather breaking. My number 3 is carving pumpkins. My number 2 is fall candles. And my number 1 is football being back.
Oh, dude, that's a fire starting 5 too.
Both of those are fire.
They're great, dude.
Both of those encompass 2 like totally different mindsets in fall, but both enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The spirit is there.
The spirit is
yeah,
there.
dude, that's awesome. That's
And we only got a month until October.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite fucking month of the year.
Yeah, October, dude. October's great.
I
We
know.
got one more day till tomorrow's September 1st.
Tomorrow, September 1st.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Son.
Yeah. But, yeah, fellas, that's going to wrap it up for episode 10 of the Off the Rip podcast. Again, make sure, if you're enjoying the content, go down below. Please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are commenting. And we appreciate all the engagement. Before I forget, tune in next week in the next episode. We got a guest.
Yes.
We got another guest coming on. Definitely not going to be anybody that you guys know. You might know him. I don't know if you guys will or not. One of my friends.
Fair enough.
But it's probably not going to be anybody you expect. And I'm super excited to have him on.
Oh,
so.
dude, I'm excited too. I somewhat know him in the same sense that you do, But I'm excited. It's what he is that is very
Yeah.
exciting about it. So that'll be really fun. I look forward to it too.
I do too. It's gonna be a dope episode. But
Yeah.
that's gonna wrap it up for episode 10. We appreciate you tuning in, man.
Yeah,
All right.
brother. Hey, let's go. Episode 10, baby.